This DIY is my version of the Pottery Barn inspired jack-o'-lanterns. I'm taking this big jack-o'-lantern from Walmart. It is under $17 and it is a light up jack-o'-lantern. And I'm also taking another jack-o'-lantern from Walmart that was under $10 that also lights up. And for my third jack-o'-lantern, it's from Dollar Tree and it's one of the little foam glitter light up jack-o'-lanterns. So for the first jack-o'-lantern, I'm not fond of the stem, so I'm going to take Crayola's air dry clay and I'm going to form a stem that I like. You just want to press down on that clay, push it into the original stem, and form it into the stem that you like. I did let this sit for about 24, maybe even longer than 24 hours before I actually put a coat of paint on the stem. And then I made a mixture of paint with Waverly's White, pumpkin, hazelnut, cashew, apple barrels, classic caramel, and I went in with a good amount of baking soda. I'm starting off with the first jack-o'-lantern from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to paint that paint mixture on. And make sure to get into the eyes and the nose and the mouth really well so you don't see any of that original color inside the pumpkin. I let that dry for a little bit. Well, I let it dry for a little while. And then I went in with Waverly's white wax and I gave the whole jack-o'-lantern a whole coat of this. And then I wiped away the excess because I did notice it was starting to crack the paint and I didn't want that to happen. Once I had that coat of wax on, I went in with the paint again and I did a light coat of the paint. And then when that was still wet, I'm going to take flour and I'm just going to brush that flour onto the pumpkin. And I like the look of a really whitewashed pumpkin, so I go in heavy with the flour, but you know, to each their own. If you don't like all that look of the whitewash, then go in with less flour. And I really focus on like the top of the pumpkin and around the eyes, the mouth, and the nose. Then for the next pumpkin, I'm going to go in with that medium pumpkin from Walmart. And for the first coat, I am just swiping the paint on. You want to swipe that on, let it dry. Then for your second coat, you want to dab or pat that paint on because that's going to give it more of a textured look. So just dab it on. Keep dabbing. Dab, dab, dab. Yep. Yep. Okay. I think we get the hint. Anyways, soon it should be done. Nope, nope. I'm going to show you a little more. And a little more. And okay. Now, while the paint is still dry, I'm going to go in the flour. I'm sorry, while the paint is still wet, you want to go in with that flour and you want to put that flour on there. You don't want to go in with the flour when the paint is dry because it's not going to stick to the pumpkin. You can see, again, I focused on the top of the pumpkin and I focused really well around the eyes, the mouth, and the nose. And I'm sorry, I keep saying pumpkin. It's so hard to say jack-o'-lantern. It's just so much easier to say pumpkin. Okay, and then for the biggest jack-o'-lantern, I saved you the trouble of watching me paint again. I just did the same thing that I did with the second one. I went in with a coat of paint, then I dabbed the paint in for my second coat, and then for the flower, by the time I was done doing my second coat of paint, it was already dry, the paint, so I could not put the flower on there. So I'm going in sections and I'm just putting the paint on and then adding the flower, putting the paint on, adding the flower. For around the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, I did go in with Waverly's white wax and I added the wax to the features and then I put the flower right on top of that wax. But like I said, when you're dealing with like a big jack-o'-lantern like this, the paint dried way too quickly. So I had to go in, so basically I had to go in with a third coat of paint and add that flower as I was working with the paint. So again, I'm just going in with that paint. I'm adding the flour. I'm just patting it on, and then I'm going to go over it and I'm going to wipe it away. And don't worry if you get too much flour on there. I promise it does fall off as you're moving it and working with it, so you don't have to worry about too much flour or too much of the white wash look. And basically that's it. I mean, it was super easy and I really enjoyed doing this. I really like that rustic look. So it's going to look great with my Halloween decorations. I hope you guys get some inspiration from this and see how easy it is to recreate. And I hope you enjoyed watching my video. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Bye. Okay guys, for this DIY, I'm going in with these mini vine wreaths from Hobby Lobby, and this floral pick is from Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to cut the stems off of it, or the pieces off of the pick, and I'm going to glue them down to the vine wreath. And I'm going to do this for both wreaths. That's going to be like the base of my wreath, so just go around and glue them all down until you have the whole wreath covered, which I promise won't take long because these are very easy to make and they look so cute on my tiered trays. Next, I'm going in with this floral pick from Target. It's from their BP section, and I'm just going to cut off those little brown floral pieces, and I'm going to glue them down around the wreath. I think I put like 4 or 5 on the wreath total. And next I'm going in with that Hobby Lobby pick again, and I'm going to place more of those pieces down. I kind of want them to wisp out from the wreath now, so I'm pointing them outward as I glue them down. Then this is dried floral from Dollar Tree. I'm not exactly sure what it came in, but I do know it's from Dollar Tree. And I'm just cutting off those little yellow flowers, and I'm putting that on my wreath, just wherever I find they look good. And I did not put, I did the same thing for my second wreath, except I didn't put the yellow flowers on that wreath. I just did the brown flowers and the Hobby Lobby pick. And then I'm just going in with more of that little pick from Hobby Lobby, and I'm placing more all around the wreath. I want it to look a little fuller, so that's going to help make it look fuller. And I'm just gluing the bottom down of the pick. I'm not gluing it down to the wreath. You want it to stick out of the wreath. And that's it. I said super easy. I hope you guys enjoyed and want to recreate it. Have a good day. Bye. Okay guys, so for this DIY, I'm taking this pumpkin from Dollar Tree. I'm taking my utility knife and I'm going to cut a hole right down the middle of the pumpkin. So just make a round hole, cut it out, and cut out the foam, and you're left with a hollow center, which is perfect. I'm going to take the color Plaster by Waverly and I'm going to paint the whole pumpkin in that color. Next, I'm going in with Cashew by Waverly, and I'm going to mix that with a little water, almost to give it a stain-like effect. And I'm going to apply that to the whole pumpkin, and I'm going to wipe away the excess with a paper towel. When that's all finished and dry, I'm going in with this warm buff color by Apple Barrel, and I'm just giving it light strokes. I don't want the whole pumpkin painted in that color. I just want to give it some definition, some dimension to the pumpkin. So I'm kind of like going on the top and the bottom, a little bit in the middle. Right, so we let that dry. Now we're going to take our floral foam, and I had to cut it in half because I could not fit it down the middle of the pumpkin. And I just fit that in there. And then, yep, stick both pieces in there. It was a fight, a struggle, but we made it. We got it. There we go. Perfect. Oh, nope, not done yet. Sorry, I forgot. I took more foam. I wasn't happy with the height of that foam, so I wanted it to be a little higher. So now I took hot glue, cut up that other foam, and I just stuck that on top to fit into the pumpkin, just so we had a little more height for our foam. Then I'm going in with these flowers from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to stick them right in the center of the pumpkin. I'm really sorry, it's so out of focus all the time. Like I said, this is so new, my first videos ever, so I'm still learning what angles I should record from. I record in my little room in a little desk, so I don't have much room. Next, I'm going to take this Spanish moss and I'm going to hot glue around the whole pumpkin and just place that around the flowers. Next, I went in with these white flowers or stems or picks, whatever you call them. I got them from Target in their BP section and just put them around the floral or the pumpkin vase. Next, I'm going in with this floral arrangement from Hobby Lobby, and I just took all of it and I stuck it right down the center of the flowers. And then I'm going in with this floral pick from Target as well, and I'm just sticking them randomly throughout the vase. Next, I'm going in with another floral pick from Target, and I'm just placing those picks randomly throughout the vase wherever I thought they looked good. And then here's another floral pick from Target. I'm just going to do the same thing, cut those down and place them throughout the vase. Basically, you just want to go in with an assortment of flowers and picks and stems and just place them throughout where you think they look good. I like to have like a taller item or pick in the middle and then have flat like flowers shorter on the bottom and then lots of cute little picks sticking out from the top. And that's it. It's actually really easy to recreate. Doesn't take long at all. I hope you enjoyed watching this DIY. I hope you get some inspiration to recreate. And thank you so much for watching, guys. So these DIYs are super easy again. I'm taking this Dollar Tree sign, popping the back out, and I'm going to remove all that paper on the sign and the little wood block that the little panda sits on. Don't get rid of that, save it because you will use it in the future. Then I'm going to take White by Waverly, as always, and I'm going to paint the front and the back of the signs. Then I'm going to take Antique Wax, and I'm going to just do light strokes of the wax on this frame to give it a wood grain effect. I already did this, I lost the footage, so I'm just showing you how I did it. Just real light strokes. Then I'm taking Flagstone by Rust-Oleum and I'm just going to paint that on with a baby wipe or a paper towel, any kind of cloth. I'm going to wipe that on, then I'm going to wipe the excess away with a paper towel. And when that was done, I wanted a couple more wood grain look going through my frame, so I just took the antique wax again and I did a couple more strokes of that paint on there. Then I'm just going to take the hot glue, I'm going to glue my frame back into the sign, the sign back into the frame. Yeah, sign back into the frame. Then when that's all finished, I'm taking, I think I already did this, but here's the footage. All this footage got messed up. So I'm taking this wood pile leaf from Hobby Lobby, and I just painted it with antique wax, and I'm gonna glue it down to the sign, and that is it. It's super easy. Took me a couple minutes to make. Really did not take long at all. And I had all of this on hand, so didn't even have to spend any money this year to make it. All of this was from last year. For this second sign, I'm taking this Target sign, and I just removed the back for that. And this paper was super easy to remove. Dollar Tree should take some cues from Target, because I wish Dollar Trees were all like this. I just removed that paper super easily, and then I went in with the white paint and I painted that sign. I think I just did the front. I painted it white, yeah. Then I'm gluing that sign back in when it's all dry, and here we go again, super easy. I had this leaf from Walmart last year, and I'm gonna remove that little leather strap. I'm gonna give it a good amount of hot glue, lots and lots of hot glue, but that's okay. Hopefully it'll stay together. And then I'm going to place that leaf down, and that is literally it. Super easy to recreate. Hope you get some inspiration from this. Beautiful fall DIYs that I didn't even spend any money on this year. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day. Bye. For this DIY, I'm taking a pumpkin from Cricut, not Canva, that I liked, and I'm just resizing it down to 1 by 1, and then I'm making a 3.5 by 3.5 box so I can fit my pumpkins inside there, and I'm just placing the pumpkins where I like them. And then I took a couple more pumpkins, sized them down to a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to place them all throughout that little black box so I can fit them in there and know where I want my pumpkins placed. When I have my pumpkins where I want them, I can remove this box. You just drag it away and then you delete the box. Now, after I do that, I'm going to want to highlight all my pumpkins, and you want to group it together. So this way, next time if you want to use it and you want it for a bigger sign, all you have to do is resize it. You don't have to worry about resizing every pumpkin. Then I'm going to weed my pumpkin stencil, and this was kind of a lot of work. It was intricate, so a lot of little pieces, but it was worth it in the end. Once that's all weeded, I'm going to place my transfer tape down and transfer it to the tape. Then for the actual sign, I'm taking this sign from Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove the back, just pop it out. Might take a little work, but you'll get it. Then I'm going to remove the top floral part of it. I don't want that part on there, so I'm just going to cut it off with my X-Acto knife. I'm placing the frame back in there to make sure there's no overhang, which there is, so just take your X-Acto knife again and remove that part that's hanging over. Then I'm going to take this paint mixture that I used for my previous DIYs, and I'm going to paint the front and the back of the sign. You don't have to do front and back. I just like a finished look. And then I did 2 coats on the front side of it. Then I'm taking antique wax and I'm going to paint that frame with the antique wax to make it look like wood. Then I'm just placing my stencil down. And then I'm going to take White by Waverly, of course. I always use that color. It's just a really good color. Yeah, I think everybody thinks that. Yeah, here it is, White by Waverly, and I'm just going to paint in my stencil. And I did 2 coats of that paint for the stencil. Then when I have that stencil removed, I'm going to weed the rest of the little pieces out. And that is it. I mean, I'm going to glue the sign back in, of course. But that is the end of the DIY. It's super easy and I love it because it fits my decor this year. I hope it gives you guys some inspiration to want to recreate something similar. I hope you enjoyed watching this and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.